Hello, and welcome to the OCP Symposium interactive virtual event. My name is Lesya Dymyd, and I'm going to be your host. Today's topic is redesign in collaboration, where you will hear presentations from people from the academia and industry, coping with pandemic-related challenges and adapting to the new environment. It's an interactive event, and we would like to see your participation. 3 most active and engaged participants will receive items from our OCP brand store. Stay here with us till the end to win. Ask your questions in the Q&A session after the presentations. Comment and discuss in the chat box. And we will announce the winners at the end of the session. Only 3 people will get the prize. And before we kick off, I have 3 quick questions for you. Where are you joining us from? Please type in the chat box the location where you're coming from. Chicago. Welcome, everybody. So I'm joining from Strasbourg. So we have San Jose here, Kentucky, Houston. Wow, that's great. Do we have someone from Europe? Okay, let's move on to the next question. I would like to hear how do you feel today? Type 1 question, type 1 word that describes what you're feeling today. I'm feeling excited and I'm ready to hear the presentations from our keynote speakers. And you? Nervous and excited, that's good. Okay, I would like also to know if you're familiar with our OCP community. Please type yes if you know about us and if you're familiar. And if you are new, please type new. Okay, I see that there are some new people here. I also know that there are people who already know us and who were active participants in the last events. Yeah, we do have new people and people who already know the community. That's great. So now I would like to pass it to Allan Smith, who will be kicking off our event. Allan.
Thanks, Lesya. Hi, everyone. I'm Allan Smith. I'm the OCP Symposium Chair, the Future Technology Symposium Chair. We tend to shorten that just to Symposium. So thank you, everyone, for joining, and welcome to what we hope is going to be a great event. We're pretty excited. The event, as Lesya talked about, is about how the top members from industry and academia / startup are facing the challenges of COVID-19 times. So we have a really great event. I'm Allan Smith, the OCP Symposium Chair, and Lesya is my co-host, and she's our program chair for OCP Symposium. Let's start off by talking about what Future Technology Symposium is. So it's a sub-community inside the Open Compute Project, OCP. What we wanted was an initiative that brought together members from OCP industry with the kind of forward-looking funnel that can be created by academia, startups, venture capitalists, analyst firms, etc. And really the idea is to be looking to the future, kind of sussing out opportunities and risks facing the industry membership made up by OCP, and starting to create opportunity to collaborate back and forth between those members. The way we do this is kind of our mission. It happens in 3 ways. Innovation, technology, and people is really the format in which we exchange ideas and information. Where we're headed in the next couple of years, we kicked OCP Symposium off as a community at the beginning of 2019. Feels like 20 years ago, but it was actually like 18 months ago. Where we're headed in the next year or 2 is we really want to be focused on adoption. Adoption can take place in numerous ways. We're thinking of the categories of talent adoption. So starting to bring people into knowledge and exposure of OCP scale, OCP technologies, OCP players, formats, and forums, starting when they're in university. We want to be bringing solutions, so stuff that has developed and matured in both the startup and academia parts of the world that are really focused on the next generation of stuff that OCP can be adopting. And then the third is research. So we'd like to see joint funding headed towards ideas that show some potential there's some really big physics challenges facing our industry. So we really need this part of the community to be very forward focused for us. And the way OCP Symposium happens is by a few forums. So first, these spring and fall events, we kind of are on a cadence of twice a year. So this is our fall event. We did a virtual global event in the spring. You're welcome to go check that out through the webpage. And there's some videos online on YouTube. What we're really trying to do in the future here, so starting with this event, is we're trying to create opportunities for engagement in between these kind of benchmark events that happen in the spring and the fall. And then what we're going to announce today is we have kicked off a LinkedIn page that we are intending to drive a lot of collaboration through after this event. So this is our schedule for today. Again, we're very excited to bring to you just some really interesting topics. The very quick run through is I'll be introducing Dymyd Parent from San Jose State. They have some really interesting learnings from as they're just trying to bring more and more people into their academic environment and what they're learning as they go. Then Lesya is going to be hosting a panel with UW, UNH, and MIT. So we're very excited. These members are bringing a lot of knowledge to our community, and we're very thankful for them. I'll be giving a talk about how we've designed return to office for a global company of 80,000 plus people. And then we'll take a little break. We'll have some engagement opportunities during the break. So while you go and fill up your water and coffee and take bathroom breaks, just make sure to check in with the chats and stay eligible for some prizes we're going to give out. After the break, we have the CEO of FNTech talking about how they're adapting to this kind of new, FNTech largely ran in-person events, and now they're moving to virtualization of those events. And so he's got some awesome lessons learned to share. We're going to check in with Bill Carter, the CTO, and get his perspective on how things are going in the world. And then very excited that Airbnb is here to present with us today. That's an interesting kind of corollary or concentric circle to the OCP community. So we're very excited to learn from another part of our industry here. And then Lesya and I will come back to wrap things up. So this is kind of the wrap of the intro. So just got 3 things for you. Please do get involved. There's chat, there's Q&A. Lesya will be hosting Q&A in between each keynote. So please do ask your questions. Please do engage with each other in that chat. This is going to make you eligible for some swag giveaways. So we're going to go into the OCP swag war chest and pull out at the end of the day 3 items for the people who are most engaged. So please do stick around. You do have to be present by the end around noonish Pacific time. But the way you're eligible for that is by participating in the polls and in the chat and just kind of staying active in there. Talk to each other, send some questions to the speakers. You know, this is meant to be a multifaceted forum. The biggest note that we have for you is let's not make this just a benchmark event and we move on with our lives and see each other in the spring. There are some really interesting ideas that we're just starting to wrap our heads around how we're going to operate, what are the long-term effects on our work, and how we're going to operate when we have these constraints, what lessons can we learn from these times. So I really encourage you to, anything that you're interested in here, please be following up on our LinkedIn page, and then please be paying attention to it over the course of the coming weeks, because we are curating several new topics in there. There's already some topics in the LinkedIn page today, if you go check it out, around AR, VR technologies and how some communities are adopting those. Facebook is one of those, so I'm happy to participate. All right, everyone, we're very excited. So I would like to hand it over to Mr. Dymyd Parent from San Jose State and hear how San Jose State is adapting.